Hey guys, NielVTEC here, and today I'll be showing you how to replace your car motor starter on your Toyota Yaris. As you guys can see, we're not in our usual spot. The car decided not to start on us when we were doing our groceries, thanks to my luck. But that's not gonna stop us from saving money by not towing the car back into our comfort zone or to a mechanic. And yeah, honestly, this job should take you probably 30 minutes to an hour depending on your experience. There's only like 3 bolts to work on, 2 14mm and a 12mm bolt. But yeah, don't get overly confident on this job just because the last time we worked on this car on the alternator, one of the bolts decided to break on us, so that 1 hour job turned into multiple days worth of job. So enough talking, let's begin. So yeah, your starter is located here. Once you open the hood, you're gonna be able to see it just right here. But yeah, you can probably get away by just working on the car from the hood, but we're gonna go under for one of the bolts that's under, and yeah, that should make it a lot easier. But if you want to be stubborn, you don't want to jack up your car because you're not skinny enough to go under without jacking up your car, then yeah, you can probably get away by just working on blind on that one bolt. Before we even touch the starter, we're gonna disconnect the negative wire on the battery, so we don't take any risks on getting shocked or getting underbolted. Now that the battery is disconnected, we're going to disconnect the wiring on the starter. So there should be a piece of cover here that's covering the 12mm. Approximately, there's going to be 2 teats that you're going to need to like open up. So I'm going to be using this. You can use a flat screwdriver if you want, but this is safer. It prevents risk from breaking the plastic cover. So yeah, as you guys can see, it's that simple. Just I really recommend one of these two. And there's going to be a bolt that's going to be behind the piece of cover, and you just need to unplug it. So this one, you need to disconnect it with your hand, but again, you can just use one of these, so it's going to be easier to actually take off. So before I unclip this, I'm going to take this out just so we have more space and we have more visibility on how to unclip the wiring that's connected onto the starter. So that should be a 12mm turning piece. You guys can see this is the first 12mm bolt, and if you guys don't want to suffer like I just did then, get an extension and a universal bolt, and you should be able to just crank it in here. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the piece of cover here, so just make sure how you get it, you're turning it the same way. It's so bad that the piece of it just broke off. That could be one of the reasons why your car stops starting. Make sure when you diagnose the car, make sure it's actually the car starter and not stuff like your alternator, your battery, or your ground wire. So what I'm gonna do and what I recommend you to do is wire brush it so it's clean when you install the new one. So yeah, after removing the ground wire, you have more space to actually be able to remove the connected wire that we need to remove. So yeah, as you guys can see, you just need to press this to be able to remove it from the female connector. So now, hopefully, the hard job is out of the way. Now we just need to remove 2 bolts, and we should be able to install our new starter. So yeah, in my case, I'm going to start from the bolt in the bottom. I want to be able to make sure that the starter doesn't fall, just in case. And yeah, we'll just work our way into just removing the starter. Because we're filming, and I'm not skinny enough to go under the car without jacking up the car. As you guys can see, my setup, I'm going to jack up the car from this side, and yeah, we should be able to remove it easily. I would also recommend using car jack. Be more responsible than I am. So yeah, one more thing I would recommend you to do, it's very optional. I would recommend you to spray the board of the bolts with penetrant fluid to make sure that it's not rusted. It's not going to prevent you from removing the bolts easily. Also in my case, I'm going to be wire brushing them because I have trauma when one of the bolts on this car broke down on me in one of my other jobs. This is the perspective on what you should see going under the car, where what's the starter going to look like from under there. So yeah. And the bolt that we need to remove is this one right here, another 14mm. So yeah, as you guys can see, your oil filter should be here, and beside it, it's your car starter. So yeah, in my case, I'm gonna wire brush it just to make sure that I don't strip it and have a harder time removing the starter. I'm very paranoid since I had 2 bolts break down on me, so I'm gonna make sure I'm just gonna put penetrant fluid on them as I go to make sure that I'm actually not breaking the bolt. So for now, I'm just going back and forth. So yeah, another reason to start from the bottom bolt is if you take out the one from the top first and you're working here and your car is not that rusty, then the starter could fall on your face. If you want to prevent that from happening, then I would definitely recommend starting from the bottom bolt. So yeah, as you guys can see, this one had a washer. So yeah, don't forget to take that with you. The bolt should look like this with a washer. The other bolt from the top, it's gonna be right here. See? From the driver's side of the car. So you're gonna be able to see this bolt right here. Again, for this one, you can use a universal flex head within an extension, and it's gonna make your job easier. But for me, I'm gonna just start by doing this and making sure that I actually break the bolt. So yeah, as you can see, I don't even have enough to actually work on the car. So in that case, you can either work from the bottom of the car, or you're gonna need a universal hex. So yeah, this is my setup right here. I have an extension with a 40mm bolt that's shorter than the one I was using in the bottom. And yeah, I wasn't able to like put my ratchet and the whole extension. So what I did was put my extension first, then added the ratchet later on. So now I have a small play. Now I'm able to remove the bolt. But yeah, I just broke it off. And at some point when you're able to, I would definitely recommend using a wrench, especially a ratcheting wrench, to fully remove it. Because now I only have like one play. This is probably gonna take us a month to fully unbolt. So as you guys can see, I'm gonna remove my my air filter's exhaust or intake, or hopefully I can, so I have more space to work on. This should give you more space to work on ratchet your bolt from the top. So yeah, I should have brought my my ratcheting wrench, but in this case, we're just gonna have to suffer for getting. So you guys can use something smaller like this, and you're gonna have way more space to work on, and you can actually ratchet your tool. So as you guys can see, my starter is a bit stuck, so I'm gonna hammer it up. W setup. After hammering for days and missing the clip because my cameraman is not focused.
You told me to move. You told me to move.
And it should be. So yeah, I think there's a clip that goes on your motor from under. It should look like something like this. And yeah, just unclip it with a flat screwdriver, and it's pretty much simple. So yeah, as you guys can see, you should probably diagnose what's wrong with your car. But in my case, I'm very highly confident that it's the starter that's not good anymore, because the wire here are not even connected anymore. Too many rust or sulfur or whatever the green thing is. I'm not a scientist, so just a mechanic. Anyways, let's replace this and cross our finger, and hopefully the car starts, because the car is going to be sleeping here for another night if not. So yeah, obviously, to install it back, it's the reverse of what we just did. So yeah, just an FYI, on the new starter, the 12mm bolt, it's no longer a 12mm bolt, and now it's a 13, surprisingly. So just keep that in mind. Also, make sure that the starters are actually identical, right? You don't want to be installing a different type of starter that's not identical to your car. No, it's not gonna fit. Okay, the top bolt, make sure that it actually fits. As you guys can see, you're gonna be struggling again. Fuck. So yeah, that's the engine where your car starter meets. I'm gonna just wire brush it and make sure the serving is actually clean. Without further ado, let's do this. Don't forget the bracket. Clip it in there. Fortune number 2. Here we go. I'm so excited. Hopefully it's easier than removing it. Oh, it is. So So yeah, I tightened that a bit, and I'm gonna also tighten the one from the bottom just to make sure I can still move the car starter and I'm not gonna be struggling putting it on. And yeah. I forgot to add that you should probably also put Threadlocker on the bolts. So yeah, for the 14mm bolts, you're gonna need to torque this down to 18 to 25 foot-pounds. In my case, obviously, we don't have a lot of space to work on or to even bolt it or torque it properly. And I'm a human machine, so I'm kind of like used to where the ballpark of 18 to 25 foot-pounds are. So yeah, do whatever you want. If you find a way to fit in your torque wrench here, definitely use that. But in my case, I'm just gonna go with my feeling. So yeah, in my case, the starter that I bought is built different. So if you can see, the female connector is on this side, but on the new one that I bought, the female connector is on the other side. So just keep that in mind. They should still work the same way. So yeah, as you guys can notice, when I'm putting back the stuff, I'm using the small ratchet. Just because the smaller it is, the easier to ratchet. But if you guys are having a hard time like loosening up the bolt when it's like connected, then that's why a longer tool is going to be easier for it to break loose, but not necessarily easier to ratchet. And also don't forget to add back your intake pipe. So yeah, we're basically done, but in my case, since I see a lot of dirt on my battery, I'm gonna clean it just to make sure. So you see a lot of soot. Yeah, that's pretty much it. As you guys can see, it's a pretty simple job, especially if you have experience working on cars. Yeah, I know in this video I didn't really go over on how to diagnose if you have a faulty starter or not. There's a lot of videos out there that you can watch and inform yourself in. Yeah, definitely don't tackle the job if you're not sure if it's your starter, because it can definitely be a simple fix like your battery. The alternator is more accessible working on the hood than compared to the starter, you guys can see in this video. And also just be a faulty fuse that's like 5 cents to replace. But yeah, if this video helps you out, leave a like. If you have any questions at all, don't be scared to leave a comment down below. I'll be happy to answer them. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.